In today's episode, I'm going to show you one of the best places to get away from the crowds and do some dispersed camping on the Mogollon Rim. We'll also get a little taste of history by checking out the Battle of Big Dry Wash Monument. In the past few weeks, I've been seeing a lot of people posting online in groups asking about the best places to go camping on the Rim. A lot of them want to be in a place that offers secluded, dispersed camping, preferably near a lake or a body of water. For many people, that leads them to thinking places like Woods Canyon Lake are a good bet. They're not. If you've ever driven by on a weekend, you'll know you'd probably have a better lakeside camping experience pitching a tent at Tempe Town Lake. It's easy button camping. And it's just so overrun that after 5 minutes, you'll wish you would have stayed home. If you're willing to put in a little work, tag along with us on our most recent trip, and we'll show you how Blue Ridge Reservoir just might be your best bet. Blue Ridge, or as it's officially been known since 2005, the C.C. Cragin Reservoir, is a man-made lake on the west end of the rim. Because of its canyon topography, it looks a lot more like a large river than a lake. The north side of the lake features a boat launch that can be accessed from Forest Road 751, which is just off the west side of State Route 87, approximately 5 miles north of Lake Mary Road. The boat launch is pretty narrow and has limited boat and trailer parking, but it'll suffice for canoes, kayaks, and small boats with up to a 10 horsepower motor. There are a few camping spots immediately to the west of the boat launch, but the real gem here is found a couple of miles to the east of the boat launch in a place called Houston Draw. Houston Draw is a series of bends in the reservoir that create a bunch of little tiny peninsulas with flat areas large enough to set up a nice dispersed campsite at right on the water. This makes for a great paddle up, off-grid getaway. But what if you don't have a boat? Don't worry, I've got you covered. You see, you can access the ridge lines above the reservoir by using the forest roads that connect back to Forest Road 300, otherwise known as the Rim Road. The Rim Road is a 40-mile dirt road that runs the length of the Mogollon Rim from State Route 260 in the east near Woods Canyon Lake west to State Route 87 just north of the town of Strawberry. We could do a whole show about driving the Rim Road someday, but for now, just know that this is one of the most scenic drives in the state. If you start on the west end at State Route 87, go east on Rim Road for 11 miles until you come to the junction of Forest Road 123. Turn north onto Forest Road 123. About 6 miles in, you'll come to a fork in the road. If you continue to the right, you'll carry on towards the reservoir. But if you're up for a little historical side excursion, turn left and follow the signs directing you towards the Battle of Big Dry Wash Monument. We just parked the car. Walking into the monument. This is another little gem up here that you wouldn't know about really unless you come up here. The Battle of Big Dry Wash was an important event because it marks the last significant battle between the United States Army and the Apache in Arizona. It occurred in 1882, but during the 1930s, the Civilian Conservation Corps erected the monument you see here on the site. Made it to the monument. As you can see, it's just a big stack of stones here and a couple of plaques on the front and the back side that kind of describe a little bit about the action that took place, and it lists all of the participating members from the United States Cavalry. However, you will find likely absent, there is no list of any of the Apache who fought here and or died. Again, another piece of history, but as many will probably rightfully point out, it's very one-sided. While the monument does note that some 20 Apache lost their lives in the battle, it fails to honor any of the Apache by name, save for their leader, Natiotish. Was this an intentional oversight? Was this because the names had been lost to history as the monument was erected 50 years after the battle? I don't know. I'll let you make up your own mind on that one. Once you're done at the monument, head back out the way you came and turn north on a Forest Road 123 again. I posted another link in the description below to a route on Gaia GPS. This is a numbered trail that offshoots from Forest Road 123 to the east. This trail will get a little tight and a little rocky, but it should be doable in an all-wheel drive vehicle with above average ground clearance. Once you're back there, you'll find a huge dispersed camping area, complete with fire rings. Okay, I know what you're saying. Where's the lake access you promised? Well, remember when I said you've got to be willing to put in the work? If you look in the description below, you'll find another link to a Gaia route. This one shows you the quarter-mile hike from this hilltop camping site down to the lake. It's about a 325-foot vertical descent, and it took us about 10 minutes on the way down and just under 15 minutes on the way back up. The trail isn't too well marked, but it doesn't really need to be. Just keep heading downhill and follow the track, and you will end up here on this long peninsula right in the middle of Houston Draw. Just be careful when you're walking down here, especially in the darker hours. There may be some other people already camping on the lakeside, and the last thing you want to do is startle them. Most people that paddle out to camping spots in this reservoir have no idea there is access from the ridgeline above and might not be pleasantly surprised to see you. What do you do if you get out here and this spot is already occupied, or if lake access isn't that important and you just want to camp somewhere away from people with a view? Instead of turning off onto the trail I marked for you, continue down Forest Road 123 to its end. There you'll find a few dispersed camping sites that overlook the reservoir. I've put links in the description below to the Forest Service's Blue Ridge Reservoir website, and I advise you to check it out before you plan to head out in case there are any restrictions or closures you need to be aware of. And please, be a good steward of the outdoors while you're out here, and leave our public lands better than when you got here. As always, I'm Matt Kester. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Frugal Explorer Dad. If you've enjoyed this video and got something out of it, please consider liking and subscribing to our channel. Liking these videos helps them get ranked and noticed and helps me build this channel, and by subscribing, you'll be sure to never miss a new episode. Thanks for watching. Be good.